Okay, this lesson is going to involve showing you how to create a layer, a 3D layer that will spin 90 degrees on an axis, and it will turn into another layer. It'll turn into a new type of object. I'm sure you've seen this effect before. You'll probably recognize it when you see it. We're going to go to New Composition, and we'll call this Text Transformation. Okay. We're going to mainly just use some text here. I'm going to go to New Text, and I'm going to call this $499, and I'm going to hit Enter. Flat screen televisions. And let's go ahead and take out that. We'll make that the other side. We'll make that the other side. Okay. I'm going to make this an impact layer because it's going to make it very bold and very solid. It's going to stand out. I'm going to increase the size of this and adjust my spacing between text, the lines of text. And I'm going to get rid of that S. Okay. So here's one layer, and I'm going to go ahead and put a layer, solid layer behind it. We're going to use the same effect that we did last time with the virtual floor, which we'll do here in a minute. But first thing I'm going to do is copy this layer by hitting Control D to duplicate, and I'm going to drag the duplicated layer down, press Enter, and I'm going to change this to $499. And I'm going to have to change that line of text to $499. I'm just going to move it down, press T up here, and we're going to go $499. I'm going to have to make this match up pretty well, so I'm going to take this and make it very large. I'm going to have to make that $499 appear to match the size of the original text that it's converting into. Now, the effect that we're going to use is going to involve making these both 3D layers. So we're going to click the 3D layer box, both of these. Now, as I want to turn this $499 off. As we rotate this, we're going to rotate it to where we can barely see it, and it's going to be just a flat line. We're going to go to Transform down here under Text, and we're going to rotate around the y-axis. Now, I really don't want that rotating that way around the middle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to move my point from there over to the very middle. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for the other one as well. Move my point. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to move my point to the very center. Doesn't have to be exactly as same center as the other layer that you just did that for as well, because no one's going to notice the difference. It's going to happen so quickly. So we're going to rotate now around the Y. You see now it rotates around the center. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit Y rotation. Now I'm going to drag this down to, it's going to start probably, let's make it start at the 2-second mark, right about there. And let's go to 3. Give us a little more time to read that. And what we're going to do is, again, this is going to happen fairly fast. So we're going to go from 302 to about 312, about 10 frames. Maybe 15 would be fine. And we're going to drag this way. It's going to turn that way. And we're going to stop it right about there. It doesn't have to be exact. 91 degrees is okay, and we're going to get rid of that layer now by cutting off the very right side of it. Everything from here over we're going to cut. So we're going to hit Alt right bracket and get rid of that. So now what we have is this, and it just disappears. The next layer is going to actually start from here, and it's going to open up to show $499. Okay, so we're going to hide, actually we'll keep that top one there, and we're going to click the arrow, transform, Y rotation, and it's going to start from here, from this position, and we'll go ahead and put 90 in there to be exact. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, and even if it doesn't show a perfect straight line, you still see some of the surface area of that text. Okay, because what we're going to do now is we're going to hit Alt left bracket to only display the latter end of this. So it's going to go from this to this layer to this layer, and so we're going to hit Y rotation stopwatch. We're going to go from there, which is 315, to about 324, 325. If you go a little over, that's okay. Let's go 326. And we're going to bring that to right about there. Okay, so here's our effect. And let's go ahead and take our time marker down to here. We'll press N, and we'll take a look at our RAM preview. There you have it. That turns into another line of text. Now, if we wanted to nest it into another transition, into another composition, we'll go to New Composition. We'll call this Shadow, because this is where we would want to create the shadow, and we're going to drag text transformation into the shadow screen. We're going to take the white layer out of here. We're going to hit Control X to cut it. Go to Shadow, click in here, go to Control V to paste it. So the nice thing about this is you can copy this layer, Control D, use the bottom one, press Enter, we'll call it Shadow, and we do the same exact thing as we did before. In a previous lesson. We can have this hovering. We're going to go to Blur and Sharpen, Directional Blur, 90 degrees. We'll take this up to about the blur length to about 45, and then we'll add Gaussian blur. Zoom in a little bit. Gaussian blur will be about 20 or 25. We'll put 25. And here's the beauty of it. That shadow is going to shift and move with, now you don't see it there because it's so fast. You see the shadow moving with the other text. Doesn't look really good still like that, but it's going to happen so fast that you're not going to really notice it. So there you have it. One line of text changing into another.